it is. Now it is my distinct privilege to welcome Bobby Lancaster and Haley McGinnis. They are our special music today. Bobby's artistry has spanned over 20 years and across multiple genres, including folk, children's tunes, and music to help others connect to their divinity. She has been a featured songwriter at the Kerrville Folk Festival in Texas and other such events over the years. She has found joy in providing healing music in jails, hospitals, shelters, and at bedsides. Anticipated to be released this year, she is recording her 10th studio album with dear friends Brian Langdell and Haley McGinnis as Bobby Lancaster and the Wild Mercy. Stay after today's community chat to hear Bobby do an extra small set of songs. But for right now, sit back, open your hearts, and take in this magnificent music. Let us give her a welcome.
My life goes on in endless song above earth's lamentations. I hear the near but far off hymn that hails the new creation. No storm can shake my inmost calm when to the rock I'm clinging. If love is Lord of heaven and earth, how can I keep from singing? When all the tempest round me roars, I hear the truth it liveth, and though the darkness round me close, songs in the night it giveth. Through all the tumult and the strife, I hear its music ringing. It sounds an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing? When tyrants tremble in their fear and hear their death knell ringing, when friends rejoice both far and near, how can I keep from singing? In prison cell and dungeon vile, our thoughts to them are winging. When friends by shame are undefiled, how can I keep from singing? My life goes on in endless song above earth's lamentations. I hear the near but far off hymn that hails the new creation. No storm can shake my inmost calm when to the rock I'm clinging. If love is Lord of heaven and earth, how can I keep from singing?
Thank you, Bobby. And Max. Oh my goodness. How can we keep from singing? I'm gonna hold that thought in my heart as I talk this morning. Oh, good morning, everybody. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Reverend Michael Everett Davis. I'm an ordained interfaith minister. I'm serving as spiritual leader here at Unity of Indianapolis through special dispensation as I take courses toward a Unity ordination. You'll hear a little bit more. Many of you have heard my story about coming to Unity of Indy. I'll share a little bit more of that again a little bit later as I get into today's talk. Today's talk is going to be a little different in format than than I normally do. I'm currently taking a course, and it's an overview of the Bible. And so because I'm immersed in all this stuff, what's on my mind, but biblical stuff, I normally don't do a talk based off of a specific story in the Bible, sometimes a scripture here and there, but also, some quotes and inspiring stuff. But today, it's going to be the story of Joshua from the Old Testament. Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, once said, "I reserve the right to change my mind." Today, I invite you to keep an open mind. Don't be stuck in your beliefs. So the story of Joshua, who's familiar with the story of Joshua? Okay. Also, I remember growing up in the Methodist church, the song, Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho, and the walls come tumbling down, right? Fun song. Terrible story. Terrible story. So the story of Joshua begins with, Moses has led the Israelites out of Egypt and going to the Promised Land. And they've been wandering around for 40 years. They're at the Jordan River, and they're just not going. They haven't made it to the Promised Land yet. And so God takes Moses up to the top of the mountain and shows him the Promised Land that he will never set foot in. Moses dies, then God talks to Joshua and says, "You're going to take the people into the Promised Land. Here's what you need to do. You need to do all these things." He's very specific on what you're supposed to do. And so, like what happened with the Exodus, with the Red Sea parting, the Jordan River opens up. It's a nice dry path. They're able to get through. He leads them through into the Promised Land. And they're looking around, and then there is the city of Jericho. And God said, "I'm giving you this. This is yours. But here's what you need to do to take it." Again, very specific. You're going to have your priests in the front. They're going to be carrying the Ark of the Covenant. And then you're going to have your trumpeters blowing the horns, the shofars. And then you have your soldiers behind that. You're going to march around the city like 7 times. And then you're going to shout your victory. So Joshua got the people together. He's like, "Here's what you're going to do." Okay. Step 1, you got to line up. Okay. This specific order: Ark of the Covenant, priests, soldiers. Okay. So they line up and they do what Joshua told them to do. So they march around the city. They're blowing their horns. Each day they go around, and at the last one, their 7th rotation, they're blowing their horns. They shout the victory, and the walls come down. So before that happens, Joshua has sent some spies out to get the lay of the land. He sends out 12 spies. 10 of them come back and was like, "We can't do this. There's no way. Not going to happen." 2 of the spies actually made it into the city, and they found their way to a prostitute named Rahab. And she said, but what Rahab says is, "I know you're from God. I see that, I understand that. The people here, we've heard all these things that have happened, and that you crossed the river, and all these things have happened, and the people here are melting in fear." So those 2 spies come back and it's like, "We can do this. We got an inside job. We made this deal with this prostitute. She told us how to get in, and what the price is, we protect her and her family." So they do the stuff. They go around blowing the horns. Woo! Walls come down. They go into the city, they get Rahab and her family out, and also Joshua said, you're going to take all of the gold and the silver and all of the precious metals, for those are God's treasury. You're going to take those out. You're going to leave everything else there. You're going to kill everybody, leave everything else there, and burn the city down. So they did that, burned the city down, and buried it. So the end of that particular story, at that time Joshua pronounced this solemn oath, "Cursed before the Lord is the one who undertakes to rebuild the city of Jericho. At the cost of his firstborn son, he will lay its foundations. At the cost of his youngest, he will set up its gate." So the Lord was with Joshua, and his fame spread throughout the land. Fun song, terrible story. It's like, and the walls come tumbling, and then they go in and they kill everybody and they steal all their stuff. So, looking at the story of Joshua metaphysically, as we do here in Unity, all these things, all the places and the things and the people all have a metaphysical meaning. And we're going to start off with the Jordan. Crossing the Jordan is crossing into new possibilities. But even before that, I'm going to go to Moses. Moses was a level of consciousness. We had reached this level of consciousness. We had Adam first, we had Isaac, we had Jacob, we had Joseph. Each of these characters were getting to a different level of consciousness. So whenever one of these people in the Bible dies, a new person comes in. That represents that change into a new level of consciousness. So we're going from Moses into Joshua. So we're entering a new realm of consciousness, and the river, we're going to cross that into new possibilities. And the waters stopped flowing. They parted and allowed them to get through. That is Spirit making a way when there seems to be no way. It's our faith in action. It's unity principle number 5. It's knowing all these truths and putting them to action. So shifting a consciousness, Dr. Wayne Dyer has said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. A Course in Miracles says, when you change your miracles are really a change in perception. And Ernest Holmes said, change your thinking, change your life. Sister Sledge said, free your mind, and the rest will follow. So we've had a change in consciousness, and now we see this way into the promised land. So now there is 12 spies that get sent out to scout out this new experience. 10 of them come back with fear. We can't do this. 2 return with faith. Yes, we can. And I kind of loosely think about the 12 powers with it, because there are 12 being sent in. So there's 12 faculties being sent out. 10 of them were not well-developed faculties. They come back with, nope, not going to happen. But 2 of them, I'm going to call them faith and love, are well-developed faculties, and they see the possibilities, and yes, we can reach this layer of consciousness. Jericho's walls are the strongholds of thinking, of our fears and our habits. They may look like they're impenetrable, yet they do not by might, but through spiritual practice, you can break them down. And the people of Jericho, I'm going to say the people of the Jericho are our thoughts. It's our lower consciousness. Jericho itself, the city, in metaphysically looking compared to Jerusalem, Jericho is sense consciousness, Jerusalem, spiritual consciousness. So we're working our way to Jerusalem, right, as the Bible goes. The shofar. The shofar, it's a ram horn. It's a Jewish horn that is blown before rituals or at the beginning of sacred events. And it represents spiritual awakening, calling upon people to do their inner reflection, to find that spiritual connection. It's the announcing of God, of the divine. And looking at that through a unity way, I see the blowing of the shofar as denials. Not that that doesn't exist, but denying that has no power over me. So we're blowing the shofar around these walls that are keeping us out and announcing there is only one presence and one power, and that is God, and that is good. And this wall has no power over us. And then that final shout of victory, that is our affirmation. That is our affirmation of that gets us through. Claiming that one presence is there. So together with denial and affirmation, the spiritual formula that collapses the walls. So Rahab, our friend the prostitute. There are other women in the Bible that have been referred to as prostitutes. They all represent natural love. Natural love recognizes spiritual truth immediately. Think of Mary Magdalene. She's natural love. She recognizes the spiritual truths and follows. Rahab recognized the spiritual truths and followed. It's also a willingness to trust, not outer appearances. And they also symbolize the part of us that dares to believe in a greater possibility even when surrounded by fear. So what happens? The walls come crumbling down, and the Israelites move forward into a new land or into a higher consciousness. So we can look at this in our lives as we can cross those hurdles in faith. We have those all the time. We have our faith, and then something we bump up to is like, challenges of faith. We feel like we can't get through it, can't get past it, but we can. By changing our thought, listening to love and wisdom, practicing denial and affirmations, and trusting the Spirit within. We can bring down our inner walls and walk into freedom. And if you recall, there was a curse at the end. He cursed that anybody that tries to rebuild Jericho it'll be at the cost of their newborn or their firstborn. I see this curse as a reminder. Once we've released that stuff that no longer serves us. We have denied the power over it. We have affirmed our truth. We have gone in. We have taken the city. We have taken the silver and the gold and the precious metals, God's treasury. Those are spiritual truths that we get to keep and take with us. The rest we don't need. But if we go back and we try to rebuild Jericho, we have slipped back into our old way of thinking. So I see that curse as a reminder. Once you wake up, don't go back to sleep spiritually. I mean, we need to sleep at night. But once you wake up spiritually, don't go back to sleep. So my Jericho story started on December 24th, 2009. walked into these doors for the very first time, and I heard that message of the Christ is born in you. That changed my mind. That changed my way of thinking. I switched to a higher consciousness, which allowed me to cross the River Jordan into a promised land of a better, stronger spiritual life. So I got past that river of Jordan that was keeping me from that. I wasn't aware of it until I changed my mind. I changed that thought. So I see the people of Jericho melting in fear. James, if you would give me this next slide. So we have a wall. On one side is success, growth opportunity, self-love. But there's that wall that's keeping us out. It's the I can'ts and the fears and the I am not worthy and the anxiety and all that stuff we're dragging along. But we can break down that wall of I can't with shouts of I can, and we can break that down, and then we can access the growth and the self-love. You can go back to the next slide. So it's the fear that's keeping us from my truth, my success, growth, and loving myself. So what's your story? What's your Jordan? What's your Jericho? So I want you to close your eyes if you are willing, or lower your gaze. Take a deep breath in. Let that out. Take another deep breath in. Let that out. Relaxing your shoulders. Another deep breath in. Letting that out. Allow yourself to use your power of imagination, your power of wisdom, the power of love. Imagine yourself at the edge of the Jordan River. You've come this far. The land of promise is before you. You can see it, and yet there's still a river to cross. What obstacle in your life is blocking you? What is it that you are holding on to? Is it fears? Is it doubts, whispering you can't do this? Now find that part in you that says, yes, with love and wisdom, it is possible. Let go of the shore. Let the Spirit guide you. Feel the shift in consciousness and see the waters part. God, the divine, has made a way when there seems to be no way. Now look ahead. You see Jericho with its high walls. What walls have felt impenetrable in your life? Walls of limiting thoughts, walls of addiction, walls of habits. How would it feel to knock down those walls? Hear the sound of your shofar denying the power of those walls over you. Lift up your voice in victory. What is the truth you are affirming with your whole being? What is that truth? I'm a divine child of God. I'm perfect, I'm whole, I'm healthy, I'm worthy. Take another breath in. Imagine the walls falling flat before you. Nothing can hold you back. Just open space, freedom, and promise. There is your promised land. Look at it. What do you see? What first step do you take today into that wide and holy space? Rest in the awareness God the good, omnipotent, has already gone before you. When you're ready, return to the room. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Slowly open your eyes. Look around the room, see the lovely faces of God. Since crossing over the metaphoric River Jordan on Christmas Eve 2009, I've been collecting the silver coins and the precious metals of God's treasury. The Christ is within all of us. The kingdom of God is within us all. The promised land has always been there. You see, I just needed to shift my consciousness from sense to spirit and see the path provided by the divine. How can you keep from singing? How can you keep from singing? So, welcome to the promised land. We have Jerichos to conquer. So it is. Thank you. And so bring Bobby back up.
love it if you sang that